Along comes the wonderful world of college. The first week was probably the best of that first year. I made a small group of friends that I clicked with immediately. This included a guy named Phil and another girl named Stacy. Phil treated me differently than any other guy that I had ever been friends with before. He complimented me and invited me to do things together, just the two of us. He even invited me over to his dorm to watch TV sometimes, so of course I started to feel something for him. So one day all of us are hanging out in the dorms and Stacy says she needs to grab something from her room next door and asks Paul to help her. The rest of us thought nothing of it and just continued talking or doing whatever it is we were doing. Until we started to hear some, shall we say, suspicious sounds coming from next door. At the time, most of the group knew that I liked Phil, including Stacy. I went over to her room later to ask her why she would do that to me. I would never forget her answer.
Why should I care? It's not like we're friends.
And she slammed the door in my face. I was devastated. I felt so betrayed. Why? Why is it that every time I let my guard down, every time I let someone in or start to trust them, I end up with a knife in my back? If this is what's going to happen every time I trust someone, then I'd rather not trust anyone at all! And so that's what I did. I spent the next 2 years building up walls so that nobody would make me feel that way again. Now that I think about it, maybe I'd started building those walls long before then. I'd closed myself off from everything and everyone. I went to class, I ate, and I came back to my dorm, and that was it. Sure, I socialized in class and would say hi to anyone that I ran into on campus, but I never, ever let my guard down. Every time I considered letting someone in, my fear of that hurt would come seeping back. Remember what happened last time. You don't want to feel that, don't let them get too close. So I just stayed behind my walls. Sure, I had friends, but I never trusted anybody completely. And you know what? It worked. I made it through college unscathed. I even made a handful of good friends. But once I got out of college, I started to notice something. Those walls that I had grown so comfortable with soon became a tower so tall that I couldn't see the top of them anymore. And the thing about those walls is that they may keep out hurt, but they can also keep out love. I had grown so comfortable and used to my tower that just the idea of taking a single brick out of place terrified me. The fear of not knowing what would happen if I opened myself up to people again. We can't go live again. What if it happens again? What if no one accepts you? What if? That is the world I live in. A world of what ifs. And yeah, I know it's not healthy. Most people my age are going out with friends on the weekends, taking long trips, falling in love. But that's hard to do when you're too afraid to walk outside. I've kept myself locked up in my tower for so long, afraid of letting someone, anyone, into my life. Who would want someone so damaged, right? Wrong. It's time for me to stop running, stop hiding, stop being afraid of the unknown. I refuse to live like this anymore. It won't be easy, and it won't happen overnight. But I know that little by little, the people in my life will help me to tear down these walls that I've built. If you have your own walls, talk to someone. Find one person to confide in. And if you know someone who has these walls, be that person for them to talk to. I've found that burdens like these are much easier to manage when shared. Because of the people that I've begun to open up to, I've slowly started to chip away at the walls, and it feels so good. Well, that was an emotional roller coaster. To those of you who stuck around, thanks so much. This was really important to me, and I've been holding on to this for longer than I care to admit, and it feels so amazing to finally have it out in the open. So thank you for listening to my story.